Good day, season's greetings, and welcome to the Government House Weekly Press Briefing for the week of December 19th, 2022. For the benefit of the radio listening audience, I am Government House Communications Director Richard Mota. Joining me this afternoon for the latest COVID-19 data from the Department of Health is Assistant Commissioner Ruben Malloy, and a special guest from the Virgin Islands Territorial Emergency Management Agency. We have a short update for you this afternoon before opening to questions from the media. But before I turn over the briefing to the Department of Health, I open this afternoon with the unfortunate news of the passing of former USVI Governor, the Honorable Dr. Roy Lester Schneider. Former Governor Schneider passed away late last evening. Governor Bryan issued the following statement mourning the loss of the former governor. The governor said, and I quote, "I was saddened to learn another one of our great Virgin Islanders has passed. His accomplishments will undoubtedly be celebrated by generations to come. As a scholar, doctor, and former governor, he blazed a trail of success and a standard of excellence. Yolanda and I expressed our deepest and most heartfelt condolences to his family and all in the Virgin Islands community who are mourning his passing. He will be missed," unquote. So those were the words from Governor Bryan today, mourning the loss of former Governor Roy Lester Schneider. With that, I will turn over this afternoon's briefing to Assistant Commissioner Malloy. Commissioner?
Thank you, Director Mota. And season's greetings to the beautiful people of the Virgin Islands. Thank you for the opportunity to update the public on a few health-related items. Today, we have a total of 37 active cases territory-wide, 21 on St. Croix, 15 on St. Thomas, and 1 on St. John. And our hospitalizations territory-wide total 1, 0 on St. Croix at the JFL Hospital, and 1 on St. Thomas at the SRMC Hospital. Over the weekend, the territory experienced our 127th fatality from COVID-19. Our condolences go out to the loved ones. The deceased is an 83-year-old male on St. Thomas. It is important to note that while the VI hospitalizations are presently low, death rates are higher when hospitalizations occur. The DOH reminds everyone that COVID-19, influenza, and RSV have similar symptoms, and it's possible to become infected with more than one of these respiratory viruses at the same time, resulting in worsened outcomes. This is why the Department of Health recommends everyone get vaccinated for both COVID-19 and the flu, especially children ages 6 months and older. Unfortunately, there is no vaccine for RSV. COVID-19 and flu vaccines are available for adults at the Virgin Islands Department of Health Community Health Clinic on St. Croix, Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. No appointments are needed on St. Croix for flu vaccine, and you can receive both vaccines during the same clinic visit. COVID and flu vaccines are available on St. Thomas, Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 12 noon and 1:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. at the Community Health Clinic. Anyone awaiting flu vaccine on St. Thomas are asked to call 340-774-7477 to arrange an appointment. Anyone seeking a COVID-19 booster is reminded to bring their COVID-19 vaccine card and a photo identification card with them. COVID-19 and flu vaccines for children aged 6 months or older in both districts are available through the Maternal Child Health Clinics, also known as MCH. Please make an appointment by calling 340-244-0016 on St. Croix, 340-777-8804 extension 2600 on St. Thomas, and 340-776-6400 on St. John. COVID-19 testing schedules remain the same. St. Croix, Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. in the Charles Howard Memorial Parking Lot. St. Thomas, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. at the Snyder Regional Medical Center loading dock. And on St. John, on Wednesday from 12 noon to 3 p.m. at the VI Port Authority gravel lot. In terms of our monkeypox surveillance, the Department of Health is pleased to report that the territory continues to have no confirmed monkeypox cases. The monkeypox vaccine is now available to anyone that would like to receive it, and you can call telephone number 340-690-6301 to arrange an appointment. As we gather to celebrate the holidays, the St. Croix Festival, and other celebrations, I would wish everyone a healthy, happy season. Please remember to protect yourself and your loved ones by taking all the necessary precautions to make sure you stay safe. Thank you, and back to you, Director Mota.
Thank you, Assistant Commissioner Malloy. As I mentioned at the top, we have a special guest with us this afternoon from the Virgin Islands Territorial Emergency Management Agency. On behalf of FITEMA Director Daryl Joshin and Assistant Director Barbara Peterson, please welcome the winner of FITEMA's National Preparedness Month Essay Contest, Ms. Amonique Thomas. She is our FITEMA Director for the day today. Amonique won first place in the high school division with her essay about supply chain disruption. Ms. Thomas was born and raised in St. Croix, USVI. She is an avid reader and writer and hopes to become a cosmetic dermatologist and focus on reinstating her knowledge, skill sets, and talent into her island. Amonique is a junior at the Free Will Baptist Christian School and someone whose name you will certainly hear more of in the future, I am sure. So without further delay, I will turn over this afternoon's briefing to our FITEMA Director of the Day, Ms. Amonique Thomas. Amonique?
Disaster and havoc struck the U.S. Virgin Islands and other regions in September of 2017. A Category 5 hurricane known as Hurricane Irma resulted in chaos along the southeastern coastal areas. 2 weeks later, Irma was followed by Hurricane Maria, which left a path of destruction along the northeastern Caribbean. Hurricanes Irma and Maria heavily impacted the supply chains both locally and regionally. They affected production processes for goods, transportation, the dispatch of said goods, and the surge in prices. Hurricanes Irma and Maria influenced the production process for goods and services locally and regionally. When natural disasters such as hurricanes occur, production in major companies cease as hurricanes present prominent safety concerns for the workers. Production may also stop after a hurricane because of the damage to resources. This occurred in the U.S. Virgin Islands after Hurricane Irma left the islands without power for months due to damaged electricity lines. This also occurred in the mainland when flights across the United Airlines were canceled on account of safety concerns involving Hurricane Irma and Maria. According to CNBC, the United Airlines lost an estimated $400 million in canceled flights. These two examples illustrate how the pause of production during Hurricane Irma and Maria negatively impacted the supply chain because it resulted in a decrease of goods and services to provide to consumers. The transportation and dispatch of goods was also negatively affected by Hurricane Irma and Maria. The USVI is isolated from the remainder of the United States, so naturally it is more challenging to receive merchandise. When Hurricane Irma and Maria arrived in the Caribbean, ports closed and cargo could not be transported. Taking into account the location of the Virgin Islands, we faced extended delays in getting pharmaceutical goods and medical devices to store shelves, creating a very dangerous shortage for the people of the Virgin Islands. According to CBSNews.com, grocery stores in Florida were faced with major setbacks within the supply chain because there was no food being imported to provide to consumers. Hurricanes Irma and Maria heavily impacted the prices within supply chains. Naturally, when hurricanes are predicted to arrive, consumers stock up on goods because they are made hyper-aware that merchandise will no longer be available during and post-hurricane. This unbalanced supply and demand drives prices to go up. According to the New York Times, airlines in the mainland intentionally raised prices during hurricanes and Maria to gain a larger profit. When store owners raise their prices during a storm, companies in the Virgin Islands have to purchase merchandise at a higher cost. In order for stores in the Virgin Islands to make a larger profit, they raised shelf prices significantly. Hurricanes Irma and Maria created a surge in demand, resulting in costly goods for services, both locally and regionally. Overall, Hurricanes Irma and Maria led to a major decline in supply chains. A few of the major aspects affected were production processes for goods, transportation, the dispatch of said goods, and a surge in prices. As a society, we need to highlight the negative effects on our supply chain in the long term, rather than the immediate impacts. Irma and Maria have displayed how catastrophic natural disasters can be, which is why all communities should have a natural disaster recovery plan, such as the Virgin Islands has with VITEMA. As always, VITEMA reminds everyone to be prepared, stay informed, and be vigilant. Thank you very much. Back to you, Director Mota.
Thank you, Director Thomas. The Crucian Christmas Festival is officially in full effect, and I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate the newly crowned Miss St. Croix, Miss Renelle Harris. Hopefully I pronounced her first name correctly. As I mentioned last week, this year's festivities also coincide with the Governor and Lieutenant Governor's inaugural activities, so I want to ensure the public knows the most up-to-date schedule of events surrounding these respective activities. Beginning with Christmas, Governor Bryan has authorized administrative leave on Friday, December 23rd, 2022 for non-essential government employees territory-wide from 1 to 5 p.m. to participate in Christmas Eve reflection. Governor Bryan has also authorized administrative leave for non-essential government employees territory-wide on Monday, January 2nd, in observance of New Year's Day, which falls on a Sunday this year, and for participation in the inauguration festivities on the island of St. Thomas, which happened to be on Monday, January 2nd. The governor also granted administrative leave for non-essential government employees on St. John on Tuesday, January 3rd, to attend and participate in the inauguration festivities on the island of St. John, and has also granted administrative leave on Wednesday and Thursday, January 4th and 5th, to non-essential government employees on St. Croix to attend and participate in the inaugural activities on the island of St. Croix on January 4th, and to attend and participate in the Crucian Christmas Festival Juve and Festival Food, Arts, and Crafts Fair, better known as the Food Fair, on Thursday, January 5th. And of course, Friday, January 6th is Three Kings Day, which is a public holiday in the territory. For more information on the festival activities, you can visit the Department of Tourism's website at visitvi.com. Again, that website is visitusvi.com. Again, that website is visitusvi.com. And for more information on the Governor and Lieutenant Governor's inauguration activities, you can visit inaugurationvi23.com. Again, that website, if you want to keep abreast of the inauguration activities, that website is inaugurationvi23.com. In closing, that concludes our briefing this afternoon. It is our last briefing until Monday, January 9th, as next week, as I mentioned earlier, next week, Monday, December 26th, is a holiday, and Monday following is the Governor and Lieutenant Governor's inauguration, and that Monday would be Monday, January 2nd. And so we won't have another Government House Weekly Press Briefing until Monday, January 9th. At this point, I will take any questions from the media if there are any, and I'm being signaled that we don't have any. And so with that, I'd like to thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'd like to thank our Director of Vitima for the day, Ms. Thomas, for joining us as well, and wish you all a happy holidays.